Hi, viewers. Welcome to another edition of Mari Clinic Live. How are you today? I remain your host, Moralai and Ofuti. Thank you so much for joining me on another edition of Mari Clinic Live. Thank you. I'd like to say a big thank you to all our members at Mari Clinic. Thank you so much for always following us, always joining us, for your contribution, your participation. Thank you so much. We do appreciate all that you do. It's been a while, yes. Thank you for still following us. So today we are going to be looking at another topic that says, in my 40 years of marriage, I suffered for 35 solid years out of the 40 years of marriage, and only started enjoying my husband or enjoying the financial gain of marriage in the last 5 years of the marriage. Now, this is the experience of an elderly couple that had a discussion with me during the week, and I learned so much from their life story, from their marriage story, that I felt we should talk about it today. So while I was in a discussion with this woman, she told me that she's this year makes it 40 years that she has been married to her husband, and she explained that out of the 40 years, she suffered for 35 years. She said for 35 years of their marriage, she was the one earning more money, like she was the one working. It's not as if he wasn't working. When they met, he was working, but somehow, due to so many things that happened, I think the defunct National Bank of those days, the man was working with one of those banks, and somehow the bank packed up and he had to stay at home. And according to him, he couldn't get another job, for so many years after he lost that job. So he said that his wife was the one working. I mean, she had to work, and at the same time, she had to do a lot of side hustles. She would sew for people. She turned herself to caterer. She would bake. She would make food. She would go supply food somewhere. She would do cleaning in people's offices, people's houses, just for her income to add up, for her to have enough, to take care of her home and her family, and to parent, and to put food on their table so that they don't go hungry. And she said that she did this for 35 good years of their marriage. And I was like, wow. And in my mind, I was like, the generation of today's women can, I don't think they will be able to do that. So the question is, how did you survive, doing all of this alone for 35 years? And how did you know that at the end of all this long suffering, you will still end up enjoying this man or enjoying financial gain from this man? And she said that, well, it's because of his character. Even when he didn't have, even when he was not working, even when he didn't have money in his pocket, and she was the one running the home with all her own income, with all her resources. She said she wasn't holding anything back. She said she didn't have so many clothes at that time. Why? Because she needed to fend for her home. She needed to take care of her children. She needed to put food on their table. She needed to ensure that their rent were paid and all of that. And so, she said she could see that from his character, that if this man has, he would do. If this man has, he would take responsibility. That he was a responsible man. You could tell from his character. And that the days when he had maybe a 5,000 naira, he will put everything down and say, my wife, this is my own contribution. I know it's very little. I know it's not so much, but please just manage it. And this manage it has been the song from the man, but his character portrays or shows that if he had so much more, that he would do a lot more. So she said she was being patient, that at times she would quarrel with him to say, oh, okay, so why can't you just go out there and look for something else to do, no matter what it is, just do something. Yes, the man said, well, at times, he will feel for her, he will try to go out there, get some things done, but that the money he will come back with won't be so much as what the woman brings home, but somehow it will supplement for the income of the home. But at the end of the day, the same man, after 35 years of long suffering in the marriage, the same man told himself that, what, at this point, I need to do something for my life because I'm getting old and I cannot die like this in an entity. So he took up the challenge. He said he enrolled for courses, he started taking exam. He had a passion that he had always wanted to do. So he followed his passion. He moved with people that gave him information. Why not do it this way? Do it this way. So he started following their instruction, their advice, and somehow he was able to pass the exam. He was able to get the government to give him a license to run his own company. And he said that even after he got the license for like a year or two, there was no contract coming. And the wife was like, you, this man, this is 35 years of marriage. I've been the one using all my finances to run the home. Just try to do something. Relieve me of this burden. She said she was always crying and lamenting, but somehow this man got advice from someone. And that is why information is very critical when you are at a crossroad. Try as much as possible to move with people that will give you the information that you need to move to the next level. Because if you just sit down there in your corner saying that, oh, I know it all, I tell you, you'll be missing out in a lot of ways. You need people that have the information that you need to move yourself to the next level in life. So this was how this man got the information that says, oh, why not enlist your complaint, in this pool of complaints. And that was how he enlisted his complaint, and somehow he was able to get contract. So this man said from the first two contracts he got, he made so much money that he was able to buy their dream house, and he bought, his wife, who had suffered for 35 years in that marriage, a brand new SUV car. When you see the car, you'll be like, wow, 2021 model. This man bought it for his wife. And now he told the woman, what, just keep your salary, keep your money, spend it on yourself. I'm going to be responsible for the running of the home. And now the woman was like, ma'am, I'm so happy now that she can now look back and say, oh, she didn't just suffer in vain. She didn't just suffer for nothing. Now, I know that some ladies are out there watching me and they will be like, ma, the men of today, you can't suffer like that with them, because some of them will abandon you when they have money. When they have money, they will leave you and they will tell you that, oh, yeah, you are beginning to look old, you don't fit or match them anymore. So they will go out there and start carrying other women or side chicks or things like that. Now, how do you differentiate a man that would be there for you at the end of the day, or a man that after suffering so much with, you will end up enjoying with him in future, from the one that you will labor on, you will suffer and suffer as a woman with, but at the end of the day, he will run off to someone else? I think one of the ways by which we can differentiate between such men is through their character. Through their character. Now that he does not have, what is his attitude at home? What is his behavior at home? What other things does he do to contribute to the work in the family? Is he the type that believes that, oh, well, even though I'm not contributing anything, well, it's fine, it's okay, it's the woman's duty to build the home alone? Does he have that mindset? Now, if he's a man that kind of mindset that the home should be built by the woman alone, that it doesn't need to contribute anything, then you as a woman, you should know that you've entered, what some people call one chance, and you will labor and labor and labor that by your old age, I pray you don't put your finger in your mouth full of regret. Now, the ones that will be there for you after all the sufferings, see, you will know from now, because even though they will have good words of encouragement in their mouth. As you are doing it, they will be saying, my dear, don't worry, see, I see your pains, I see your struggle. It may seem I'm not contributing anything now, but I tell you, the moment I start earning, things are going to change for us. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to buy you this. I'm going to make you comfortable. I'll make sure you don't spend your salary, even beyond what they say. Whenever they have little come into their hands, what they do with it, how they use it for the home, how they spend it on you, you will know, and you'll be able to tell that, oh, in the nearest future, if I'm patient with this man, things can actually, turn around, and I'll begin to enjoy financial gain, from him. And another way you need to know is by understanding the person you married, because see, these days most people don't even understand the spouse that they married. It's like, we are just roommates, but we don't understand each other. Now, when you understand the wife or the man that you married, you will be able to tell whether this person have that tendency to run off with another man or another woman when money gets into their hand. You will be able to tell. But when you understand each other deeply, and you know that, no, this person that I have as a wife or as a husband, that no matter how much money comes into their hand, they will stick with you. Why? Because they are the type of people that show gratitude even with little things that you do for them. And they've proven to you over the years that, you know what, they will stick with you through the thick and the thin, no matter what. Now, those are the kind of men you as a woman can slave for, and say, oh, this one, even if he does not have money, I'm going to stick with him. We are going to face life together. We're going to struggle and work things out together until we see that, our situation changes, that things begin to work out for us. Because I tell you, for some people, the only reason why some men are not providing for the home is not because they don't want to provide, but it's just because of the situation they find themselves in. The fact that maybe the economic condition of the country is not favorable or suitable for them. Some, it could be loss of job. For some, it could be health challenges that will not make them to earn. It could be so many reasons. Now, if the reason why yours is not providing for now is because of environmental issue or economic issues beyond his control, then you as the woman, you need to step up. I mean, you don't have to say, oh, I should just support. At times you may need to be the one to pay the rent. Yes, you may need to be the one to pay the rent. At times, you may need to be the one to put the food on the table and ensure that the kids are fine and make sure the home is running. Why? Because to build marriage, you have to make sacrifices. Some women don't like to hear this. They will keep saying, oh, my money is my money. I'm going to use my money for makeup, for ashwebi, for this, for that. No one is saying you shouldn't do that, but there is really time for everything. I mean, you can't be spending your money on ashwebi or makeup when your children have not eaten, when they are at home, they are not in school, when your husband is still struggling and he does not know how to find his feet on the ground. So if you have the means, if you are the one earning, then you have to use that income to support the home. Now, like I always say, know the kind of man that you are married to. Know if this is the type that will just want to take your money, want you to keep slaving for him, and he doesn't want to contribute anything in any way. Now, for those kind of men, I will not advise that one should slave for those kind of people that have that mindset that, oh, someone else should keep doing everything for them without them contributing anything. No, as human being, we should be considerate, we should be reasonable. You don't leave the work to just one party alone. That is why it is said that two are better than one. That is marriage, that is union. The ideal marriage is that the two must work together to build the home. The two must contribute in one way or the other, whether financially, whether your time, your energy in parenting of the children. You cannot score zero. You can, even if you don't have finances, if financially your contribution is zero to the home, parenting wise, it should not be zero. You as a man or as a woman should be able to take care of your kids, be responsible for their upkeep, be responsible for taking care of them, bathing them, getting them dressed for school, ensuring they are being fed. Be responsible. If someone said in husbandry you score zero, and in parenting you want to score zero again, then of what use are you in that marriage? Then that means you are useless. But we don't want to say you are useless. We are saying all of these things so that all of us can have a rethink. We can turn a new leaf and change our ways. You cannot score zero in parenting and also score zero in husbandry, and you as a wife, you cannot score zero in parenting and also score zero as a wife. No, there must be an area of strength. There must be something you are bringing to the table. It's not necessarily financial, even though finances is good, and that's why we must plan our financial future, our financial life, because it's very important. It's tied to our fulfillment in so many ways. It's tied to our happiness in so many ways. So you cannot go into marriage and say, oh, money is not important, money is not necessary. It's actually important, it's actually necessary. However, you have to be patient with your spouse when it seems like, oh, the money is not forthcoming yet. If I know that God is not a wicked God, He will always make sure that money is coming or flowing in through one person at least, even if it not through both parties. One person must always have the income coming in, through the help of God. And if you are the one that God is using to bring in the income, then I think that you should be glad to use it for the family, for the home, for the children, for your spouse. And see, marriage is a long-term contract. And if you want it to work out for a long time, then you should know that at some point in that marriage, you're going to be making lot and lot of sacrifices. This is one of them. That woman made a big sacrifice. She said for 35 years, she has been the one sacrificing. She has been the one giving, putting down, running the home for 35 years. Out of the 40 years of their marriage, even though at times she complains, she nags, she's like, God, is this how I'm going to continue to do this alone? But look at now. Now, after 35 years, she's now beginning to enjoy her husband and to enjoy financial gain and financial benefit from him. And that now makes her so fulfilled. She's like, now she looks back and she can say, oh, I didn't suffer in vain. I didn't suffer for nothing. All our children are grown up now. They are doing well. Now imagine if she was busy using her money to buy makeup, Gele Ashwebi, and she didn't train her children to go to school. Today, maybe those kids will be in prison, or maybe they will be somewhere constituting a nuisance in society. But they are responsible children, with good job here and there. So you need to think about the future and the overall well-being of the family that you are raising. Don't let us be careless, with our family. Don't let us be irresponsible. In as much as marriage is good, please, marriage is work. So if you are not ready to build a family, if you are not ready to do the work that marriage entails, please don't bother going into it. Because when you go into it carelessly, you will go in there and be creating crisis problems for an innocent man or an innocent woman who may be ready, for that institution of marriage, but you are not. So I hope that we have learned something today. It's actually a story to really think about, to brood on, that gives hope and encouragement to maybe some wives out there that are really laboring, suffering, they are the ones sacrificing, and they're like, God, when will things change for my husband? I want you to hang in there, especially when he is a good man, when his character shows that he's responsible, when he has proven over the years that if he has, he will do. Please hang in there. Keep praying for him. Endure with him. Please, if you have the resources, the means, part with it, put it down, use it to run the home. I tell you, God blesses a giver. God blesses the person who is making the sacrifices. I can attest to the fact that he is a rewarder. He's a God that blesses. When you keep giving and when you keep making sacrifices, you cannot lack. So that is how it is, and you will not lose out in anyway. So please, our women, let's do more, let's do more. We are made for much more. It's not just to keep giving birth, or just giving sex to a man. No, you have a lot more to do. We have our kids to raise, you have you yourself to take care of, you have your man to also encourage, to support. So God has created us, to be multi talented people. So let's use that opportunity very well. I hope we have learned a lot today. I would like to stop now because of time. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mary Clinic TV. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we are going to be using that platform, to reach more and more people, and to put out content that will help our marriages, our homes, and our relationship. And do try to encourage someone to join the Marriage Clinic group, because I tell you, you're going to be learning a lot from there. Thank you so much for joining us. I remain your host, Moralaya Han Oputi. Until we'll see you again.